Hello. My name is Ines and welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about our emotions and we have difficult conversations and where it's safe to feel the feels. So welcome. Today I want to talk about the Great Awakening. I'm also going to refer to it as the Great Purge simply because whenever we go through any of these awakenings, we are literally purging past emotions, traumas, PTSDs, anything like that, in order to continue our awakening. Basically what's happening is right now there are so many people going through a spiritual awakening that even if you're not yourself, you're going to be going through some sort of awakening that really allows you to dig deep down and see the emotions that you've kind of never paid attention to. Like, you're just gonna get triggered. Everybody's getting triggered right now. Astrologically speaking, it's in the air. But I think just everybody being in COVID and everybody's kind of restless and everybody's trying to catch up on bills. So it's just kind of like a bunch of everything is just kind of coming together, right? So with this Great Awakening, aka the Great Purge, basically you're going to be, a lot of people are just going to be talking about their emotions, and you're going to realize that more and more of us actually relate to each other. There is a lot of similarities within our emotions, and I think we've never really had a good opportunity to safely speak on our emotions, and I think it's just time with mental health and COVID and like a lot has happened in like the past 10 to 20 years alone. So everything's just kind of starting to come up now, right? When it comes to the spiritual awakening, this, regardless of where you are in your life, if you have a spiritual awakening, it will send you through the dark night of the soul. It will send you through your inner child work. It will, 2:22 on the clock when I said that. I just did inner child work, so it's funny that it does that. My next episode that I'm going to film is going to be about inner child work and emotions. Anyways, so one thing I want to mention to people is I'm already seeing on TikTok people talking about, you know, like climate change and weather stuff, and then they're talking about this Great Awakening. One thing I want to make clear, if you're dreaming of water or tsunamis, it is most likely to do with your emotions. In your dreams, emotions are represented by water. So if you pay attention, it'll be water coming out of a faucet. You could be walking on water. You could be surrounded by water, swimming in water, and pay attention to the water. So if it is coming in like a tsunami, then it's kind of like, it's like this great pull, and that's where it's the awakening. So it's kind of like the tsunami is pulling you in, and it's pulling you into a flow of emotions. If you're dreaming about turbulent water, probably something about your emotions is turbulent. This could also be taken, sorry, I have something in my eye. This can also be taken as an indication to look within your emotions, like a warning sign, hey, more's to come kind of thing. But yeah. The other thing you're going to start noticing, you're probably going to get triggered a lot. Anytime you get triggered, it is a sign to work on the things that are triggering you. Whenever something triggers us, it means that there is unfinished, unhealed business deep within. So if anything's triggering you, journal about it, look into it. I do have episodes on the importance of journaling, different ways you can journal if you're not comfortable with it. Meditation, different ways you can do meditation as well. You don't have to just sit there and try to clear your mind. What you really want to do during mindfulness and meditation is allow your thoughts to go in and out and just observe. Just sit back and observe your thoughts. With all of this, you're going to start seeing some coincidences. When you start seeing coincidences, they're kind of messages. Stay with me. Usually these are messages saying something about karmic cycles, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. The other point I have here is heavy emotions, especially from the past. So this is where that purging part comes in. When you go through this awakening, you go through the dark night of the soul, you're kind of reliving the worst parts of your past, and you're supposed to reconcile with yourself with these emotions, let go of any sort of shame, and you're supposed to kind of go up this emotional spiral. What happens during this kind of purging is you go through all of the emotions like consistently fast, and this is where the mindfulness, meditation, that journaling, where it's all very important, in order to keep you a little bit more steady, a little bit more grounded while you're going through these heavy emotions. Ascension from 3D to 5D. One thing I find hilarious is that a lot of the people that were talking about we're leaving old Earth, new Earth, they were really making it come off like there was going to be two planets and somehow split. The difference between 3D and 5D is 5D we're more subconsciously aware. The difference between 3D and 5D is that in 5D we are more consciously aware of our subconscious, or at least the fact that we have one. There's still not a lot known about spirituality in the sense of soul, emotions, where do our thoughts come from, little things like that, right? And this is where I use spirituality to kind of help and explain those missing links. So yeah. Okay. So when it comes to you going through the Great Purge, I would pay attention to your emotions, because your emotions will affect your thoughts. I feel like with mental health, everybody says it's mental health first and that affects your emotions. I disagree, just because logically I'm all there, but my emotions mess my logic up. So my emotions, the way, if I'm feeling down on myself, I'm gonna start talking down on myself. I've also started transmuting my energy, and I'll explain that in another video because it's actually way more simple and basic than it sounds. But when I transmute my energy, I am able to control my emotions so that I can control how they affect my thoughts. And this came with reprogramming my thought process. That's going to be a whole other video. But basically, pay attention, just start getting yourself into less of a skeptic and more of a curious state of mind with this great awakening, with this great purge. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and I will be going into detail about a few of those specifics later on. But basically, if you are feeling any emotions coming on very heavy, just don't suppress them, because they're going to be coming up, and the more that you suppress them and try and keep them down, the harder they're going to be coming back up. So face your emotions, face yourself, face whatever it is that you're feeling, and know that your emotions are completely valid, and start journaling about them. Talk to them. They're there to tell you something. They're not there to stay, but if you don't talk to them, then they will stay until you talk to them. They're like that annoying neighbor that just doesn't go away, you know. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope you'll enjoy yourselves and have a great day. Bye.